Hi Julia. I actually had made a video for you last night and I've been fighting with the upload ever since. It will not go through and I don't know why, so I'm going to go ahead and make you another video. So this is morning, so there's going to be a few extra steps that I'm going to show you. Last night all I did was washed my face and did the foundation. So you're going to get a little bit more, which includes what I do after I've washed my face. So I've used my 3-in-1 cleanser, which I use every morning, and I use this every night also. Right now I'm using the dry formula. Because it's winter here in Michigan, we run our furnaces all the time and it dries out the air, and so my skin gets really dry. So I use a 3-in-1 dry in the winter time. This smells like apricots and it's wonderful, and I want to eat it when I put it on my face. So this cleanses, tones, and exfoliates all in one. So I use that, and you just need a little tiny bit, and it goes a long way. So anyways, after I do that, the next thing I use is our anti-wrinkle treatment, and you need about a half of a pump, and that's it. It goes a long way. For us threes, we definitely think we need a lot more than that, but we really don't. I usually put that kind of in my target area, which is right between my skull line right here. They call this kind of Botox in a bottle, and what it does is it helps to kind of relax the muscle in your face, and just gently around my eye area here. You don't want to be tugging and pulling. And then I put some kind of around my mouth area. And I still got some on my finger. Just really light on this stuff. The Anti-Wrinkle treatment should last you about 2.5 months if you're using it sparingly. Like I said, you don't really need a lot. Sometimes it feels like you're not using enough because it is so concentrated. The first few times that I used it, I was going through it in about a month, and couldn't understand why I was going through it so fast. It's because you don't need much. The next thing that I use is our dark circle under eye treatment, and I use, this will last you about a year, just about a year. You just need barely a pump. You're putting, that's actually a little bit too much. I went a little bit overzealous on that. So you just need a tiny little droplet on your finger, and then rub your 2 fingers together and just put that underneath your eye. And I use way too much. Got a little bit pump happy there. So I'm gonna just rub that in because that was way too much. You shouldn't have that much because you want that to soak in. So we're just gonna let that soak in. There's a lot. The next thing I use is our SeneSerum-C, which is our vitamin C treatment, and then our climate control, which is hyaluronic acid. When you first get this hyaluronic acid, it's going to look, there's going to be 2 liquids in here. There's going to be kind of a clear liquid, and then there's going to be blue in here. Hyaluronic acid needs to be activated. When you get it from the grocery store, you don't know how long it's been activated. It only stays good for a certain amount of time. So when you get it from us, you actually have to activate it. So you shake it up real well until it turns into this blue gel, and then you know that it's activated. Our body naturally produces hyaluronic acid. As you're a child or when you're a baby, you produce it a lot of it, which is why babies have such plump, soft skin. As you get older, we stop producing it, which is why we start to sag as we get older. See, wouldn't it be nice if we could just like pull our skin back like this? That would be nice, wouldn't it? Which is why we start to sag as we get older. We stop producing that hyaluronic acid, which plumps your face and keeps your face from sagging. And it helps to build the collagen. So there's 2 ways that you get hyaluronic acid as you get older. You can either get it topically by getting it from the store, or you can get the Juvederm injections that you get from your dermatologist. And so ours is a topical form, and you just pump about, it says to spray it on your face, but if you do that, you're gonna get all this mist that's not going on your face. And for the price of this, I don't like to waste it, so I spray it in my hand, and I'll show you how to use that. So this feels like heaven on your face. It's a nanotechnology. It's the smallest possible particles that can get into your pores, and it just feels wonderful on your skin. Vitamin C, it needs to be stabilized vitamin C for it to be good to work on your skin. This helps to lighten, brighten, and to clear up oh my gosh, I can't even think, the dark spots and stuff on your face. So, and this helps for free radical damage also, and it works very well with the hyaluronic acid together. In our product, you can see these little beads inside of it. Those are the stabilized vitamin C. The vitamin C is inside those little balls. If you purchase vitamin C that is not stabilized, it is not doing any good for you. You're just buying a serum in a bottle that's not doing anything. So make sure that if you're buying vitamin C from a store that it says stabilized vitamin C. So we mix these two together and it goes on wonderfully and it feels great. I take 3 to 4 pumps of this and put it in my hand. That's all you need. So when you get down in the bottle a little bit, it's hard to pump. And so what I end up doing is taking the pump off and just kind of dipping it on my hand. And then with this, you don't even need a full pump, just like a little tiny little droplet in your hand. I mean, you don't want a lot. You don't need a lot. And it's hard for us type 3s to not put a lot in our hand. Trust me. And then you just rub it on your face all over. And your eyes and your skin, on your lips. And it feels really good. It's really smooth. It can help with the rosacea. It can help with eczema. It's great for sunburns. Any kind of skin condition you have, it's really moisturizing for those things. It's very nourishing for your skin. So keep that in mind. It's a great product for those kinds of things. It's not a medicine, so it doesn't heal those things, but it's very good as a support system for them. All right, so that's those things. And then I use the silk. So with the silk, I just use about that much, that's it. And then you take the silk and you just put it on and you kind of brush it on going downward. And you don't want to rub it in. You just want it to kind of sit on the surface of your skin. And you want it to dry a little bit before you use your other product. And I just did this in backwards order. I'll have to put this on again. I usually put my, sorry guys. I usually put my moisturizer on first and then my silk. Okay, so moisturizer. Just a little pump. I love the Tinted moisturizer. On days that I don't feel like I need full foundation, I can just use this Tinted moisturizer. Come down your neck a little bit. This past summer was the first time ever that I've gone out of the house without foundation because the coverage of this Tinted moisturizer was so good. It gives a nice sheer coverage. I love this stuff. All right, sorry about that pre-silk. So now is usually when I go in with silk, sorry about that. So ixnay on the last application of silk. So silk. Quick silk application. And I'm only putting the silk on in some of the areas that I'm a little bit deeper wrinkly at. Okay, now let's talk foundation brushes. So with the MakeSense foundation, I use a stippling brush. This is what my stippling brush looks like. Again, this is Ulta. If you don't have an Ulta and you have a Sephora makeup counter, this is what a stippling brush looks like. It's got taller brush bristles, and then it's got lower brush bristles. I can't say it. Brush bristles, and they're spaced apart, and it's real feathery like. This is what I use, and you just kind of dot the makeup on lightly. I have tried the denser one. You don't want to use this, and then you don't want to use a regular foundation brush. It soaks up too much of the product and it does not go on very good. I've tried both of these brushes. They do not work well. The best brush that I've found that works well with the MakeSense foundation, so that you're not using too much, is this stippling brush. So ixnay on these two types of foundation brushes, they use too much foundation. You don't want to use that. You're going to get too much thickness of foundation on your skin. It's going to feel nasty. So don't use these. Go with something like the stippling brush. If you use your fingers too, you're going to feel that heaviness on your skin also. So here's mine. It's a fawn. This is the color that I use. And what I do is I take some light lines, just some it's real thin lines, and I take my stippling brush and I dab it in there, and then I just start stippling on my face. In some of the areas that I need a little bit more coverage from the concealer. And then as I need more, and so I'm stippling it on. Now see, I'm not going way up into my deeper lines, and I'm going to feather it out in a little bit, but the majority of my stippling is kind of over my chin, or I'm sorry, over my cheeks and my nose, right in here on my forehead and on my chin. And I'm using my hand as a palette, and I'm getting on my cheeks too. And then I'm going to add just a little bit more. You can always add, so just some thin streaks. So start low and build as you need. And I'm adding just a little bit more up and through here, and I'm stippling it on over my nose. And then after I've stippled it on like this, I'm going to lightly kind of feather it out. Just lightly. I'm going to buff it into those areas, and I'm just going lightly. I'm going to buff it into those areas that I didn't really put foundation on. So it's lightly doing a light coverage over the top of those areas. So it's not really completely concentrated. And if anybody else is watching this besides you, Julia, I am just a mom, stay-at-home mom. I am not a makeup artist. I'm not trying to look like a fully made up makeup person. I am just a mom who wants a regular makeup job. I'm not trying to look like a makeup queen. So this is a mom makeup job. So an everyday going out of the house mom makeup. So okay, so I'm all, let's get it. Ooh, crazy hair. My towel is driving me nuts. Okay, now I'm gonna put that back on because it's crazy hair. Okay, there. Sorry about that. Crazy hair. Okay, so that is how I do my foundation with a little bit of crazy hair there. So, and then I do use our translucent powder. You don't need to. I prefer it. It comes in a tube like this. You can see I'm just about pretty much out. I need to go get a new one. And I just lightly dab it. You don't need a lot. I like a more matte look. The lights are kind of shining on here, so you can't really tell, but it's really not very shiny. So anyways, that is my morning makeup. Now, the one other thing I was going to mention is, you know, us three, sometimes we have a lot more deeper wrinkles and stuff. So right in here, sometimes I get a little bit creasy. So during my normal, the rest of my makeup application, while I'm getting ready for the rest of the day, or the rest of my makeup, I might go in with this denser bristled little brush, and as I'm getting ready, I might just kind of buff out some of these extra wrinkle lines as I'm getting ready throughout the rest of the morning, or, you know, while I'm getting ready with my shadows and stuff. So that's just what I do. So by the time I'm leaving the house, that's all buffed out and I'm good to go. So that is how I get my foundation on, so it doesn't feel extra coated, it doesn't feel clumpy. You're just using a little bit of foundation, so this should last you quite a long time. That will help you feel like you haven't used a ton of foundation. You really don't need a lot of this product. Just like any of the other products that we have, you don't need a lot, and they all have that Cineplex complex in it, which is helping, it's the kinetic enzyme that's helping to renew your skin cells as you're using the product. And you'll start to notice difference in your skin probably within the next 6 weeks or so. So if you have any more questions, let me know, and I can do another video or we can talk over FaceTime.